she didn't ask her if she wanted a full body fox. In that 45-minute video call, she didn't ask her if she wanted a full body fox. That
Didn't come up.
That didn't come up.
Oh, they only did half an hour of it.
They did only do half an hour of it.
Which I think is disgusting.
Because, yeah.
When you
What
charge
a scam.
$1,000 for a consultation, essentially.
If you're done in half an hour, you should get up and dance.
Why is it called Tattoo Gate?
Because anything that gets traction and is controversial just gets the word gay after it. I don't know why.
They did it for politics and stuff, I think.
Is it? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. But I don't know why they just started putting gate on the end of stuff. Gate already means something. I don't know what's going on.
There'll be a reason. There'll be like something gay. Watergate scandal.
Watergate is one.
That's it. That'll be it. The Watergate scandal.
Yeah, but what was that about water? Or was that about a place called Watergate?
I think it was Watergate. Yeah, it's something to do. I don't know what.
But was the gate added onto water? Was there a water scandal?
No, it was Watergate.
Huh? This makes less sense.
Watergate.
So the place is called Watergate.
I don't know what the Watergate scandal is.
Yeah, nor do I.
But I know that's why it's what the Watergate scandal was a major political scandal in the United States involving the administration of President Richard Nixon from 1972 to 1974. What happened in the Watergate scandal? The scandal stemmed from the Nixon administration persistent attempts to cover up the involvement in the June 17th, 1972 burglary of the Democratic National Committee headquarters. Jesus Christ! I missed off the best bit. I'll start that again. The scandal stemmed from the Nixon administration persistent attempts to cover up its involvement in the June 17th, 1972 burglary of the Democratic National Committee headquarters at Washington, D.C. Watergate office building. So the office building that Richard Nixon basically robbed was called Watergate. So that was called the Watergate scandal. So therefore, everything after it has then just add the word gate, tattoo gate, and whatever else gate.
You can't. That can't be how that works.
What are you on about?
Surely that's not how that. You can't just add the word gate to an argument.
That is why. What are you Googling now?
Because if the building's called Watergate, it should be called Watergate Gate, shouldn't it?
No, because that was the first one here.
Yeah.
It was the Watergate scandal. And then since then, that was 1972, remember? Since then, people have just slowly, like any other scandals, they've went, oh, it's the something gate scandal, like the Watergate scandal. Because the Watergate scandal was fucking massive.
I have heard things about it.
It was
mostly
huge.
just then. Why is every scandal called gate? Watergate was initially used in papers in August 1972 to describe the ongoing political controversy.
I've just read this out.
The suffix gate derives from the Watergate scandal.
There we go.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, why did you not believe me just
Because
then?
why is it a suffix then?
Because the Watergate scandal was like so big. It was one of the like spiciest scandals. Have you not seen the interview like with Richard Nixon?
Yeah. He
is
seemed
it?
like a really cool guy.
Where he's like trying to deny it and stuff. And the guy's asking him like really damning questions and he's just like, no, I didn't do it.
He did a lot of cool stuff, didn't he? That guy.
Yeah.
Did he start the war on drugs as well?
Nah.
Pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Did he put his fingers up like this when he got
did.
into a plane once?
Yeah. I'm not a crook.
Is that what it's from? I thought that was from The Simpsons.
Don't know.
Could be.
I learned most of my stuff from The Simpsons.
Yeah, and then you just wait a few years and then it happens.
Exactly.
But they weren't talking about Tattoo Gate, were they?
No, they weren't.
Not this
they
Tattoo
might.
Gate. Although there's been lots called Tattoo Gate. We should come up with different names for each
Has
of
there
them.
been lots called Tattoo Gate? This is the first Tattoo Gate.
Other stuff's come up though, hasn't it? Surely that they've put gate on the end of and called it Tattoo Gate.
Involving, nah. Not some that's stuck anyway. Maybe some like fucking southern country shit. I don't know. Something
No
like
idea.
that. Yeah.
Maybe though. I think there was. But there could have been.
There was the mass cancelling of 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't call that Tattoo Gate. We just called that 2020.
Clean up.
Yeah. The bin men came.
Spring cleaning, yeah. There was a lot of stuff that had been swept under carpets and those carpets needed lifting
Yep.
and hoovered underneath.
Yeah.
And then popping back down once all the shit was removed.
Yeah.
But this time...
I'm just going to put this out there as well. I think that was more crazy than Tattoo Gate.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
I feel like Tattoo Gate's getting, more layers to it, but the 2020 fucking train of cancelling was crazy.
Yeah, and something that just needed to happen.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
But it was a crazy fucking time.
But it's not really like a gate because there's not really controversy to it.
Yeah, that's
They want
true.
people like holding placards going, I think tattooers should be allowed to sexually assault people.
Yeah, but
I haven't got money. I'll pay for tattoos with blowjobs. That kind of stuff.
yeah, but in Tattoo-Gate, who's holding a placard saying like,
Me?
"Oh, I suppose fucking your boy in it, Russ Abbott."
Oh, yeah.
He's the one going, "Wow, we should maybe charge for drawings." No, we shouldn't.
He's holding 9 placards as reels.
Eight.
8. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Eight
It just
placards.
felt like 9.
It felt like 24. It
Yeah.
felt like a big old plug for his ridiculous business.
Yeah, definitely did. Just every so often, and on my business course. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. On
You could learn a
Reel
lot of
6.
things on my business course, like how to do X, Y, and Z. And she misused it, but you could learn how to use it properly.
I believe in you, and if you post on social media saying how you just scammed your customers out of thousands of dollars, I'll say congratulations publicly.
Yep.
Oh, what a business strategy! Let's just dive this business into the ground as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That girl who, I mean, some people aren't going to know what's going on, so we should probably say something.
Jesus Christ. It's.
Girl went on TikTok to complain about the service that she had with a tattooer.
Yep.
She hadn't had many tattooers, so she didn't really know 100% what the process was, maybe a little naive to it.
100% naive to it.
So she's booked in with this girl who she said was an incredible artist. That's her words. She said that. And then was offered a tiered system of how she can get her design.
After paying $1,000 deposit.
Yeah,
This
so
is all in Canada, by the way, so Canadian dollars. She paid $1,000 deposit, booked her session, and then got told afterwards that she had a 3-tier system for the drawing process, which I'm going to loosely quote, but it was around 1,500. Then it was which allowed you to see the drawing beforehand and make one change. Then it was 2,500-ish, which allowed you to make a couple of changes and a couple of drawings. And then it was $6,000 for like kind of just a fucking full they kept calling it collaborative, a full collaborative process with many renderings and drawings and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
$6,000. I just want to start this off with the most ridiculous part of this whole thing for me, right? Which is that I went deep diving on this artist's website, and it said they take a 50% deposit for all bookings, which means she paid $1,000 deposit, which means the day rate was $2,000, which isn't too crazy for Canada. For Canada, it's fucking crazy if this girl's work because it's shit. But like in Canada, it's common
Don't hide how you feel.
she's fucking shit. But in Canada, like the day rate being like 1,500, $2,000 is kind of normal.
Yeah.
I know a lot of artists out there who charge that kind of region in Canadian dollars. So for me, the main thing that I'm like, this is fucking crazy, is that she was charging $2,000 a day, which is what it is. But then she's charging up to $6,000 for the drawing.
Which, without that
Like,
drawing,
what the fuck?
the rest of the money isn't coming.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get that drawing done and the customer isn't happy with it, you don't get the rest of the money.
Yeah.
So
And
it makes
also,
no
what I
sense.
don't get as well is that, like, there's two layers to this, right? You either spend way too long drawing to justify $6,000.
Yeah.
Because all I can think is, like, if you charge $2,000 for a day, and then, like, so then in theory, you're planning on spending, like, 14 hours
Yeah.
doing your drawing to justify $6,000,
Which is, yeah,
with
she's
all the edits
essentially
and stuff.
priced her day at
Yeah.
2,000. So are these drawings taking 3 days,
Yeah.
essentially?
Which obviously they could if there was a massive back and forth and loads of redraws. But at the same time, I'm like, even if I think after like a third redraw, if I wasn't hitting the nail on the head for that person, I'd just be like, this is pointless.
Yeah, that's probably where I'd go too. Like if I did
Yeah.
3 like fresh redraws,
Yeah.
and they were like, "No, it's not like that. I need to change this." I'll be like, "I'm probably not the person you want doing this."
Yeah.
Then
You don't want my work in that case.
Yeah.
I have done that before. I've had that kind of conflict of, I've had that kind of button of heads with customers before, where I've ended up just going, look, like, you clearly don't want my work. You want your work. Like, you want what you want. So, like, I'm not going to do that. I want to put my spin on it. If that's not cool, then that's that. But
Yeah.
I refunded the deposit because, you know.
yeah, I'd refund in that situation as well because that's kind of like no one saw this coming.
Yeah.
Like, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still take a loss on all those hours that you spent drawing and messaging and everything else. But that's kind of just like horses for courses, just part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to lose out on some and you're going to win some. The same as when a guy goes out to do price up an extension, he must price up probably 5 times as many as he actually does.
Yeah.
Because how many people aren't going to go ahead and stuff? It's just part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. And then all those days where you get to tattoo flash or a pre-drawn or, you know, you draw one little rendering and someone's like, that's sick. And you're like, all right.
Yeah. They're your opposite to it.
Yeah, yeah. You have those days most of the time. Like for me anyway, most of the time, that's my days.
Yeah.
Very rare I get edits nowadays. Like very, very rare.
Do you think it's mad that it was 1,500 with one change?
Yeah.
What is one change?
That's what I was thinking as well.
Because I want my one change would be change the entire design.
Yeah. I was like, because that's what happened, wasn't it? She drew her. She drew her. Can we just talk about how bad that drawing was as well?
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, so she did a drawing. I say drawing because it was definitely a fox traced off of Google. 100% was.
Yeah. We all know which one.
Yeah. It's like fifth along when you put fox in Google.
Yeah.
I think you put fox full body and then it gives you that top half one.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely looked for it before for reference. And yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I know that picture. I mean, if she calls me out and goes, no, I drew it from scratch, that's probably worse. So.
Yeah, you didn't.
But yeah, like the original design that she gets sent over, those 2 reference ones, clearly full body, most of the upper arm, nice and flowing.
Yeah.
And then the drawing she sends back is like none of those things.
Yeah, just a load of flowers and then a fox poking out of it.
Which for 1,500, I'd be like, I want like a good coloured mock-up.
Yeah, that was the other thing as well. Yeah, it was like such a rough sketch. Like nowhere near.
It was like first or second layer.
Yeah.
It was like nowhere near done.
Yeah.
And also, the design was like about 1 foot long, and then the fox was like a quarter of that space.
Yeah. It was just mainly like just a big arch of flowers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very out of proportion as well. Like the flowers were fucking ginormous and the fox was just in the background.
Little tiny fox, yeah.
Which just doesn't make sense. Like, obviously, yeah, you're playing with background and foreground, but like, not in a good way. I'm going to make this fox like a weird small component of your huge tattoo. Like, no, that's dumb.
You know what I like to do with focal points? Put them right at the back. But like, not even so much about like her drawing and stuff, because that seems harsh in ways. We're all out here learning, aren't we? It's just my lessons don't cost 1,500 to go.
Some of us are out here learning how to scam people. I'm just trying to learn to do better tattoos.
Normally I wouldn't bring this level of scrutiny to someone's work, but if you want to start telling people you're going to charge $6,000 to draw a tattoo, you can get fucked.
Yeah,
I think you open yourself up to being fair game to ridicule and such.
Like I'm friends with artists who aren't as good as that artist, but they're like nice people.
Yeah.
Goes a long way.
They don't
Being
scam people.
humble goes a long way, do you know what I mean?
Maybe they just don't have enough money for Russ Abbott's business plan.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
How much was that?
I've not looked.
Yeah, I haven't looked either.
Because I don't need it. I'd prefer to struggle on my own. Thank you very much.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't even think we got to the end of that. So yeah, they offered a tiered system, and then the dumbest thing was that the woman then paid for the 1,500 system because she was just like, that's the cheapest one, I'll go for that. And then after this artist sent the first rendering, which was nothing like what the woman had requested, she obviously rightfully then said like, well, can my change be that we redraw the whole positioning because you didn't take my references into account? And then she then said you have to pay for the next, because I think that's what. So the first tiered system allows you one change.
Yeah.
The change can't be a full redraw. It has to be like, which I think is like such a grey area. Like one change. Can the change be that you redraw the whole thing? Apparently, no, it can't be. She then said you have to then pay for the next system, which it then got so fucking dumb and confusing because then the woman even like called her out and said, because she said you're gonna have to pay 2,600 for the next system, like the next one up, and then she went, well, can I not just like cancel my booking and then pay for a 1,500 again?
Yeah.
And then the artist then kind of backfooted and went, well, I guess you could, yeah, you could probably just do that, I guess, like what. And that was when this woman was just like, this is dumb, like this is like a scam. It felt like that's when she realized it felt a bit scammy.
Yeah.
When like she was going back on what she was saying and things and like bending the rules, and it was just like, what the fuck. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. because it's very scammy.
I think as far as she hasn't got her money back yet.
No, that's okay because Russ Abbott's willing
Russ
to pay
Abbott
it.
is going to refund her.
Yeah, because of all the money he's made from his business course about how to scam people. Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of get to some degree where he's coming from in that there's a lot of other design jobs and art jobs, mostly in the corporate world, where they then go, oh, we want drawing fees up front and that kind of shit. But it's all corporate bullshit. And the whole point of tattooing is to be counterculture and against corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
So why are you bringing your corporate bullshit in our house?
Because that's like his whole mantra, though, isn't it? Like,
make money.
a lot of his like, I've watched a lot of his videos and seen a lot of clips, and a lot of his like mantra and the way he talks about things is making tattooing very kind of, what's the word? The best way I can sum it up is that in one of his videos, I saw that he said that one of the best things you can do is like make yourself into a personality and a brand, and things like that. And I'm like, that's where I'm like, no, like I don't agree with that. I don't agree that tattooers should make themselves into personalities and brands. Like, we should just be tattooers. I agree you should have some personality and have like, you know,
it's the term branding, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we are all doing that. It's just we don't like being called, like told we're doing that.
Yeah, but not in the way he pushes it.
I mean, as in like your posts are all going to look fairly similar to each other. The stuff you put in your stories with the dogs and that's all kind of brand.
Yeah.
Us sitting here right now doing this is all part of that.
Yeah, but I think the difference is like the way he says you should consciously make an effort to do that.
But I think if you do that, then you make a really insincere looking
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. I don't do any of this to consciously make myself a brand.
No, you just got your dogs, which you like a lot, and then you put pictures of them.
I do this because I like you, and I want to talk shit. Like,
yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah,
I don't do anything. I
didn't go into this thinking this is going to really help my personal brand.
Exactly, yeah. Whereas I think a lot of tattooers are that way driven. Like they do things to help their brand and push themselves up the numbers. And whereas all I do to do that is just try and do better tattoos. It's literally all I do.
But that's all you should be doing, isn't it? That's what you should be focusing on. Well, apparently not, because if you can just sign up to this lovely course,
Yep.
Man,
that's not a pyramid scheme. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme. Even though it feels like one.
I've seen him like saying loads of times about like exit strategies and tattooing. You need to make enough money before then, or you need to be able to make money doing other things. I'm like, can't we just be happy just doing a cool job that we enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Why do we have to like try and become millionaires out of something that's not going to make you a millionaire?
That's it. Yeah, it's like I think Russ Abbott's kind of overall theme is that it's all about money. How can you make the most money out of tattooing? It's like, how can you make the best art out of tattooing is like my primary concern. That's all I want, really. Like the money's good and I like the money and I obviously want to maximize the money, but not as much as he wants to maximize the money.
Not at the expense of other people.
Yeah. Like he's obviously got like retirement plans and, fucking, what's the other thing that comes with retirement?
Death?
No, the money. What's it called?
Pensions?
Yeah, he's definitely got a pension. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got a pension.
Nah, nor have I. I'll be dead by then. Or if not, I'll be working.
My pension plan is, work until I physically can't, and then hopefully paint until I physically can't, and then die shortly after that.
Yeah, and then just can't with life.
Just can't, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I physically can't, just can't after that. Like, just can't do anything at all after that, and then we're good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The big final I can't, and then it's over.
But genuinely, that's my plan. My plan is to just tattoo until I literally cannot, like, and then once I can't tattoo, artwork, just keep selling that as much as I can, like, push that as much as I can. I've made so much artwork that I'd hope one day I'm a big enough name that I could just pull out artwork, like pull out prints from, that I did 5 years ago and be like, hey, do you remember all these Julie shit? Do you want any of that? Now I'm fucking nearly dead. Like,
that's you selling out at old age.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it.
I've got these on my laptop somewhere. Do you want any of these now? Please.
Because Daddy needs a new hip.
I did Pretty Things once. I hope I don't ever have to do that again. But yeah, I'd like to
that occasionally. But
But the amount of paintings I do a year at the moment, like, and the amount of like books I put out and prints and flash sheets, and it's like I discontinue things now, but I'm not going to say they're never going to come back. But when I say that, I mean like fucking 20, 30 years. Like, that is my plan, is one day to just be like, Daryl Watson flash book set. That'd be sick.
That would be cool. See, I'm going for the opposite. I'm going for paint once a year and then create extreme scarcity around my artwork.
Yeah.
And notoriety, so no one even knows who I am still as well. So what I lack in no one knowing me, I also lack in ability to have anything to sell.
Yeah.
And I think when those two come together, I won't be any worse off than I am now. But I will start charging drawing fees.
Yeah.
It's mad that tattooing went from I'll have that off the wall to $6,000 for 3 drawings.
Yeah.
That's a mad leap.
I mean, in that leap, you got to remember, like, Miami Ink's probably the main thing that fucked that.
Well,
Changed
it brought custom into the limelight,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, 100%.
I think before that, people were like, what, those people can actually draw stuff? No, those ones can't.
Yeah.
But the new ones coming in, they might be able to.
Yeah. There's a handful.
Yeah. There is a couple of them about.
I've talked to quite a few tattooers who came up in like the late 90s, early 90s, and they said like that time, the transition when it went from flash to custom was like horrible. They said it was like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I bet it was. Because they had to draw.
Yeah. They were so used to, like, one guy I talked to, he used to work in a shop where it was flash every day. You rarely booked anything. It was normally like you would just come in and you would literally make a day's wage from just waiting for people to walk in, and they'd go, that one. And you go, okay. And he even said, like, on busy days, they would have a rotation system where it'd be like one does like, well, you'd have an assistant who does all the stenciling and forms and like even the stencils and everything like that. They'd sit in your chair, he'd line it, he'd go over to his mate and colour it, and it would just be next one in the chair. This is back when like you didn't really wash your needles or anything.
Yeah. People had cigarettes hanging
Rinse
out their
it
mouth.
in alcohol and just continue with the next one. Like. But like, yeah, one of the guys I talked to, he said that like the sudden change, and he said it lined up with Miami Ink. It was just Miami Ink season 1 came out, few trickled in, and season 2 it was just like everyone was like, yeah, I was thinking I want like this, you know, like big phoenix. I can't see any on the wall, so could you just like design one for me? And I want like all these things I did, and it was just like, okay, fuck.
If there was ever going to be drawing fees, that's when they should have been implemented.
Yeah,
It should have been, you can have something off the wall for that price, or I can draw you something up for a different price.
yeah.
And that probably should have been where that kind of
But
forked
they did
off.
no, they did have that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it was this flash is this much, our hourly rate is this much.
No, I suppose, yeah, that is kind
That's how
of the
most
same
shops
thing.
have always operated. They've always said, oh, if you want something custom, it's going to be like this much hourly. Whereas, you know, and it normally will be like, oh, it'd be like £50 an hour, but that piece of flash is 30 quid, like back then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Some of them even less. See some of them flash shoots, they have like 5p on them and that.
yeah, that's like way back when.
Yeah, I know. When people are earning 10p or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Inflation.
fucking crazy, isn't it? Inflation is fun.
But yeah, for
Said
me,
no
just-
one.
yeah, the whole drawing fee, I don't know, it's just...
I just couldn't bring myself to do that. I barely value my artwork now. Like, barely.
Yeah.
I price stuff wrong all the time. Nearly always too low.
That's weird as well. Like in our studio in particular, there's so much freehanding going on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, quite a lot.
I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's just maybe our clientele or something. We do have a very trusting clientele as a shop.
But also, I think we're just all happy with the Sharpies.
Yeah.
Definitely do enough to, like, I don't take nearly enough pictures of freehand stuff.
You don't.
I just don't really see the
You
point.
just add 'em. He does his little videos.
He does his reels and stuff.
But yeah, like, you are terrible at it.
I said it's the point. I told you
People like it.
if I told you I drew it on, I drew it on. That's as good as I can give you.
Yeah, but sometimes it's nice to see the draw. Like for me, even me personally, it's nice to see your drawing versus the finished tattoo because you add little things as you go. Because we all do that.
Yeah, I
Even
only
when
put
you have a
like
stencil,
basics into
even
it.
when you have a stencil, you add a little flair and stuff, and
Yeah, a little wobble on some of the lines, just give
Yeah.
it character.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like you can't once you see that drawing to tattoo transition, you kind of notice all those little intricacies, which is just nice to see.
Yeah.
It's just nice to show people that, I think.
Maybe I'll start taking pictures of it. And by that, I mean maybe I'll start trying to remember to take pictures of it.
I also think just it's impressive.
Yeah, see, I don't see that.
It's very impressive.
Right, don't change it from impressive to very impressive just because I don't see it.
No, but I am. I'm accentuating it because I'm like, it is very impressive. Impressive doesn't justify it because like it's very impressive. You're a very talented man.
Don't do that. We were having a good time up until that point. Things were going swimmingly.
Sorry, should we go back to Russ Abbott?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already too damaged from what you've said. The nice things you've said.
Bet he doesn't freehand.
But he doesn't. He posts about 3 tattoos a year, and the rest is about this fucking business course and how much money other people are earning, and graphs showing how much tattoos have changed money wise and stuff.
I have seen him freehand. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
His ornamental stuff's fucking awesome.
I'm sure he's the best.
But his ethics aren't great.
Like I said, I can see why you would have come up with that idea.
Money.
I just don't think it was the.
I like money.
Yeah, same.
But like, I like money within the realms of not selling out.
And not massively exploiting people for it.
Yeah. I had to pause on a bit. I was like,
I do like my iPhone, though. That's what you were thinking, wasn't it?
yeah. I like my shoes as well.
You like the tiny hands of a child making the stuff that you use and own.
I don't like it. I'm not going to go out here and say I like it.
You only buy stuff that was made by a child.
No comment.
Unless it had any of their creative input in it, and then it's a no.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Nope, just follow the pattern.
Yep.
But I don't want to. I want to go have a little play.
No.
Sit down.
Make the shoes.
Well, you see your brother? He's dead. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, keep it light. Fucking hell.
That is probably what's going to happen.
Don't make me feel bad.
Why?
Because I like shoes.
Yeah. And so do those kids, because they keep their children alive with them. Give them something to do, don't it? Yeah, I just can't imagine ever saying to someone, "This for me to even draw you something, I think you need to cross my hand with 1,500.
Yeah. I was about to say, let's make it comparable. So if it's $2,000 a day, $6,000 a drawing for the big one, that would mean because our day rate's 500, 400, 500. So it'd be
15 would be the highest package.
1,500 for the highest.
So we'd be saying 500 to draw it.
Well, if you went up in the same increments as her, it would be 400 to draw it. Yeah, it'd be like 350, 400 to draw it. Then it'd be like 556 and then 1,500. Because that's the jump she makes. She goes from $2,500 to $6,000.
It is crazy.
It's just a ridiculous jump. Like I said at the start, it's like that's the main thing for me that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck's going on?
I think there's a good chance that in this course they did that they were the numbers that we used as example.
Yep, that's what I said, yeah.
She went, yeah, I'll use those numbers.
I think Russ Abbott said, Russ Abbott, charge. And she went, oh, that's a lot.
Well, me and Russ are basically the same.
Yeah. Well, like, I've got 10K. He's got like 300. It's the same.
Yeah.
Our demands are similar.
Yeah.
Our quality of work it's there.
They both tattoo. They do that.
We both do the tattoos.
And we both have gullible customers.
Yep.
Who like to give us money for doing nothing.
How much did the tweet got fucking, that was one of the big parts of this, wasn't it? The tweet.
What was the tweet?
The tweet was the one where she tweeted him, I think it was tweeted. She tweeted him saying, replying to his course thing saying, I did this course and I made, was it
17 grand.
In 2 months?
I might have seen that on Instagram. The same thing.
I think it was a tweet though.
Oh, right.
Or
okay.
a comment. Irregardless, whatever the fucking thing was. It was her saying she made 17 grand in I think 2 months. And then he replied and was like, hey, I'm glad it's working for you. Instead of being like, what the fuck? That's insane.
It should have been like, how did you do that?
How did you manage to get that much money when you do that work?
It's easy. I did 4 drawings.
Oh my God. 4 drawings, yeah. Jesus
If they
Christ.
chose the 6 grand package and then were happy with no changes after it, imagine paying the 6 grand and then the first one they send back to you like, yes, perfect, actually.
Nailed it.
That's exactly what I was looking
You've done
for.
a great job.
So I was thinking I want to change this to the 1,500 package now. That's crazy, isn't it?
Locked in.
The tier option shouldn't be chose before then, in theory. It should be, here are the tiers, and we'll start off with a drawing, and if you like it, cool, we're good.
Yeah, I was about to say, the tier system is pretty redundant because of what you've just said. It's quite dumb. The way you should do it is quite simple. You should just say, your deposit gets you one drawing.
Yeah.
I'll send you it before. If you want changes, it costs this much. If you want more changes, this much. More, keep adding it. Done. Simple.
That seems like a much more realistic way to do it, actually.
Yeah.
Like, so much better.
Should we do a tattoo course?
I think we should.
Should we start implementing that rule?
How much are you going to charge for the redraws, though? What do you think would be a fair amount to charge for a redraw?
For my time?
Yeah. It's not also your time.
If we're talking like, obviously that's going to be kind of a tiered redraw, because obviously if you're getting a palm size banger, it's going to take me 10 minutes to redraw it.
Yeah.
If you're getting a full day, half sleeve, it's good. If you're getting a back piece or a sleeve, like a full composition sleeve, it's going to take me an hour, 2 hours to redraw it before even hard lining it. Like the rendering will take me, like back pieces can sometimes take me like an hour, which is a long drawing for me. Whereas for you, I think your drawing time will be a lot longer. Yeah. So for me, if it's working off an hour, like I charge about 100 to 150 an hour ish tattooing. It's obviously very loose. So I would charge about that, in theory. Yeah. But also, I personally don't value my drawing time as much as my tattooing time, because you're not getting something like my drawing. A drawing is a drawing. As a tattoo is a permanent mark, and it took me way longer, but it hasn't, because obviously I've drawn my whole life. But it's took me way more effort to perfect tattooing than drawing, because drawing for me is like just so.
And it's so much more specialized, because not everyone that can draw can't necessarily tattoo.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's much more like the specialized part then earns more money because it's more specialized.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I guess it all comes down to me as the same thing of like, you can't tattoo it if you haven't got a drawing. And if your customer don't like your drawing, then you're not going to tattoo it. So what the fuck are you going to do then?
Well, no, I think that's the whole point.
But that's what I don't understand.
Because in their tiered system, it's non-refundable.
Right, so she's going to draw anything. She can draw anything she likes.
That's why a lot of people are calling it a scam, because you can just draw a shit drawing.
And just take the 15.
And then they can go, I don't like that. And then you can go, well, you either pay more or you fuck off. And then they go, well, I ain't paying more. And then you go, bye, and you keep the money. That's why a lot of people are calling it a scam.
Yeah, because it is super scammy. Because
you could purposefully do a bad drawing. You could
There's actually no incentive not to. Because if you're 2,000 for a day rate, if we're going on their numbers, before this whole shit, where there was no drawing fees attached, it was just 2,000. So if you get 1,000 deposit, 1,500 for the drawing, you've made $500 more without having to do any work.
Yeah, except do a shit drawing.
Yeah, but that's in place of having to do a good drawing, or at least a better drawing.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So
the only work you have to do is do a shit drawing that makes it look like you, which I think is she got that perfect. You know what I mean? She did a shit drawing that kind of looks like she tried. Because maybe she did. Because I don't believe she was out there scamming, but like, that's all you would have to do. You'd have to make it look like you made enough effort, so it's not like ridiculous. Like if they asked for a fox and you drew like an elephant, and you were like, fucking close enough to me. Deal with it, motherfucker.
That would have made this whole tattoo game thing fucking crazy.
That is the kind of thing some artists would do, though.
They would definitely do that.
Yeah.
Or they would do what she did. That, like, this is what you've asked for, and you send over references, and it looks nothing like those, which should be quite alarming to start with.
Yeah.
Especially when the two references were fucking sick as well.
Do you remember the word that she used for those foxes?
No.
I can't remember what it was. The artist replied, because when she replied and was like, because this is one of the main like kind of things that the woman who was going to get the tattoo said that was like kind of her fault, was that she never said she wanted a full body fox.
Yeah.
She just said she wants a fox on her upper arm like the images.
Yeah. Which were both
full body foxes flowing down the arm with flowers and butterflies and shit. So obviously a genius would assume it's going to be a full body.
Thank you.
Yeah. But this woman, the artist, then didn't draw full body, and that's why she then said, "Oh, I didn't say I wanted it." But then the artist then took that and was like, "Well, you didn't say you wanted that. So if you had said that, I would have drew that." But then she also said in that reply that she thinks those foxes look like stupid, and she used a certain word where she was like, they just look. I think she said like broken or deformed. I think deformed was the word she used. You know how they're all like a crawling tiger, like a bit crooked,
Yeah,
a bit rappy.
Yeah, because if you do it just crawling straight down, it looks shit.
Yeah, it looked ridiculous.
You want some nice flow down the arm. You don't want some fucking shit static, sucky fox.
But yeah, so she used a word like that. That to me was just said that the whole thing just screamed, I can't draw foxes like that.
Yeah, because it's really fucking hard. Like, in this, like the tattooer's defense as well, it's fucking well hard to draw like that.
Yeah.
Like those 2 foxes she sent over were so far out of like my remit of what I could achieve. Like
I've
so
tried.
far.
I've tried before.
It's so hard.
And I've used a lot of flowers to counteract
Just under every time a leg connects to the body or the tail comes off in a weird way, just cover that up and then have it pop
for me,
out
the hardest
else.
bit, honestly, like getting the floor was I found that quite easy. Getting like the paws and stuff and just getting like the crunch and stuff in there, that was easy. The hard bit was making a back of a fox look interesting.
Yeah.
Like once you got the face and the paws, it's then you've got this fucking tube of back and then a massive tail. Which
too much tail, if anything.
Yeah. Which the references, they were sick, like, and they made it look interesting, whereas I struggled with that. So I just put like flowers on the back and big ones just to make it a bit more.
If I got sent those 2 references, that would feel like a nightmare to me. So I've seen these 2 and I really like these 2. I'd be shitting myself at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's an easy day. I'd be like,
that's going to be drawing that probably a couple days before just to try and get 100%. Something in it.
That's the kind of thing I would map out a week before.
Yeah.
To like make sure.
Just like get something down.
Get the floor.
And then come back to it later and be like, oh, is this going in the right direction? It would definitely be one that I'd put like an asterisk in my diary next to and be like, have a look at that.
Yeah. But I wouldn't put an asterisk in my diary and say, make sure you charge a £6,000 drawing fee.
I don't think she needed to say it was full fox, personally. I think if you sent 2 reference pictures, like if you sent me 2 pictures of like trad sharks full body and came in and I'd just drawn a head, like I think it would be understandable if you'd be like, I didn't send that.
Yeah. I wanted a full body.
Yeah.
Especially if it was 2. If it's 1.
If one was a head and one was a full body, I mean, that's anyone's game then.
Yeah,
right?
you're given the choice then, so.
Yeah. But my first question when if I got sent those 2 references would be like, so do you want this full body? And then hope they said no, or I'm not bothered. Maybe I could do like the front half, just sort of leaping up like this, and then just do a huge flowery arc. How would that? Is that the same?
No, it's not. Well, that's fine. You can fuck off and I'll take your $2,500 deposit. And you ain't getting shit. And that's because I make $17,000 in 2 months.
Crazy. Insane.
Do you think that 17,000 is on top of her normal wage as well?
Maybe.
Fuck me.
You think about how many drawing fees that is? That's 10 of first tier.
Which is realistic in 2 months.
Or 11, yeah. The part that makes it seem like a scam is at the end when she goes, oh, there was a secret 4th option.
Yeah, you could have just said no.
Yeah, you could have just said no, and then I would have drawn something up. And then if you liked it on the day, we would go ahead. Oh, and what if you didn't like it? Well, we wouldn't go ahead. Oh, so you wouldn't get money. This makes no fucking sense.
So dumb.
I can't get my head around the idea that you think you have control over how this finishes.
Yeah.
As the tattooer, because the person can just bail on you the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, I think that's why they take a 50% deposit so they can hold that over you.
It's like almost like exploitation, though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why it's scammy.
And then someone's going to end up with a tattoo that they don't like as much.
Yeah.
Because it was compromised because of the ridiculous money the greedy artist was taking from him. And they're just going to have that as a reminder. Oh, that's a shit tattoo. Oh, and it was not cheap either. And the person was a dick in emails. It's a mess.
Yeah, it is a fucking clusterfuck. There we go. Just a
it's amazing that you couldn't get that bit.
Yeah, I know. What was the other thing that was really fucking crazy about that? Forgot.
So crazy.
It was crazy.
We had to cut it out. It was that crazy.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I had it in my head a second ago. Fuck. There was another part of it that was fucking mental. I can't remember what it was. Nah, it's gone.
Page went private straight away, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That the woman that posted it on TikTok must be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because she's probably getting hammered at the moment, like just getting tagged in stuff and comments blowing up. Because she's got like 3-4 videos up and they're all flying up in views.
Those endorphins must be great.
Yeah.
Especially because everyone, I genuinely haven't seen one negative comment. Like, I looked through the comments for a bit and I couldn't find one that was like someone going, well, the drawing fees. Everyone was just going like, that's ridiculous in all different kinds of ways. And everyone was just agreeing.
Yeah.
And it was quite a nice comment section.
What I didn't get, right, is Tattoo was going, oh, if you've had such a bad experience, I'll tattoo that for free. Oh, are you fucking dumb? What is going on here?
Clout, innit?
Nah, man. Oh, this woman's happy to give away her money. Don't give her shit for free. Say, I'll do it for $1,000. Like,
but then you got a bidding. Yeah, but then you got a bidding war. At which point, someone will just do it for free, for the clout.
Yeah.
Because you know that if someone does that upper arm fox for her, it's gonna go off.
Yeah. And it's going to be under some extreme scrutiny.
Like, do you know who one of the references was?
No.
Mermaid Sketches.
How was it?
Yeah, the one with the butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who did the other one?
maybe Sam Reed or
I don't know. I can't even speculate.
Australian.
I ain't got a clue.
Jake Tattoos, maybe. I don't know.
Ideally, somewhere where there's probably foxes would be a good start.
But like, if Mermaid Sketches did that tattoo for her now, like if she did her own rendition of it, you know, she posted it and was like, "This is the tattoo gate woman. I did the fox." Like, it would go fucking. People would be like,
"That is true."
Woo! Like, it would go.
That
off.
is true. Yeah.
But that's because, especially because she did the reference, that would be mad.
Yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate outcome, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because then the woman is getting what she wants in the end. But then if someone else, all these people offering it for free is because they want the clout. They want to be able to do that fox tattoo and then be like, this is on the woman, the tattoo gate woman, and then obviously their comment section is going to blow up. And
I love it if everyone just left it. Just fucking let it die on them.
Well, yeah, because you know fine well that in like fucking 2-3 weeks, this is going to be like old news.
Yeah, definitely.
This tattoo gate thing.
Be ready for the next gate.
Yeah.
What if there's an issue with a gate? Does that get called gate still? So it's like gate?
Yeah.
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 Nice. Trying to think of people with the surname Gates or Gate now.
Well, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates, Josh Gates.
Gates Gate.
Bill Gates Gate. Bill Gates Gates Gate.
I think
there's an argument with him and a neighbour about their
gate. I think
gate.
a scandal, though, is like...
Has to be more scandalous.
There has to be more scandal to it, yeah, and like layers. Because obviously we didn't call this the name of... What was the name of the fucking... We probably shouldn't say it. The person who did the scam and the tier system and shit.
I can't remember anyway.
Begin with an L. Lude.
I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. I love that you still said you can't remember after saying it.
Yeah, I have no idea who it was. Lucid. I can't remember what the rest of the handle is. But what a good start would be is if that was a tattoo, just put tattoo on the end. Probably find it. But it's all private anyway, so you won't find them.
But, yeah, so...
Man, the people in that shop must be fucking catching some shit at the moment as well.
Why couldn't you just fucking do the Fox and not charge a tier system?
Yeah, but are there other people in that shop doing it too?
Don't know. Not a clue.
I hope not.
From what I could see, because there was other negative reviews on Google prior to... Because obviously they got a lot of negative reviews on Google since...
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, when you said something about their star rating, that their star rating is like real low, but all the comments are positive, so they just keep deleting all the bad ones.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect
when
the
you
star.
delete a Google review, you can't delete the actual review. You can remove it from your scroll, but you can't actually remove the star rating. So your star rating could be 1, and you've got all 5-star, which is literally what they are. I think last time I checked, it was like 2.2 or something, and all the reviews were 5 stars. But obviously, there's a bunch of 1s in there somewhere.
Yeah.
They're just hitting
probably
them
a lot.
all.
Was there a consultation fee or not? 45-minute consultation.
That was the other thing, because this is something I really want to talk about, because it was fucking weird. 45... So, they said 45-minute consultation over Zoom.
Yeah.
And I want
consultation's
to
never-
preface my shock over this with the fact that in the UK, like consultations are few and far between. Like it's not really a thing.
Well, we should do it through messages.
Yeah, and like even when you have a street shop, you have a shop manager who does the consultations for the artist, and they walk through the back and go, "This person wants this on their arm, this size, black and grey," and you go, 200, and then they walk, and then that's it.
Oh, don't forget the drawing fee.
6,000. So that'll be £200 with a £6,000 drawing fee.
This ain't going to backfire, is it? No way. Russ Abbott told me. It's fine.
But yeah, like for me, that's
Was there a charge for that as well, though?
so no, that's included. How generous? That's included in your 50% deposit.
Oh, well, okay. But now it's all sound. Why are we even having a gate about it? Now I know that consultation's included in it. Now we're talking fully reasonably.
Yeah.
I don't think as a customer I could sit for a 45-minute consultation.
No, I ain't got time for that. If I was booking in with an artist and they said, we have to do a Zoom call, a 45-minute Zoom consultation, I would honestly reply with, like, get fucked. I genuinely think I reply with, like, are you fucking, what the fuck? No.
It's weird.
I think if I was booking in with an artist and they offered me that, I think my reply would be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think there's really
Strange.
any reason. The only times where I ever ask anyone to come in is... I mean, I haven't had one of these in a long time. Maybe like an extremely rappy gap that I can't get a good photo of, and it'll be handy to get some cling film on and just draw around it quick.
I've, like, never asked someone to come in.
I'm just trying to think of any chance that I would do.
I've asked people, like, are you local? Or if it's a regular, I'm like, are you getting tired soon? So I can just have a look at the gap. And then things like that. But I've never said to them, like, oh, you're going to have to come in. Well, I've asked if someone's local, and if they said yes, I went, oh, are you able to nip in? Like, is that possible? And it is the same things. Like, normally it's like cover-ups, back pieces. Because like, a lot of things with back pieces I find is, like, you can't see the dips in the back until it's there in person. Like, even a photograph, you're like, okay. But then you'll get it in person, and the back will just go like that into the spine. Like,
Yeah.
steep curve. And if you don't know that's coming... you'll
same with feet as well. Like, but I won't get people to come in. I'll just more say to him, like, I think that's probably going to be all right on your feet, but just to let you know, feet have weird arches to them, and there is a chance that this isn't going to wrap well and we won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to tell you that up front, that this might not go ahead when you come in. But that's about it, and I don't think I've ever had to not do one. So
I couldn't think of anything more uncomfortable than sitting on a Zoom call for 45 minutes.
how has it even taken that long? Like, for argument's sake, let's just run through one real quick.
Okay. Who's the tattooer?
You can be the tattooer if you want, just for ease.
Hi, what do you want?
A ship.
Whereabouts?
Side of my leg.
Sweet. How big?
A5.
Black and grey, colour?
Black and grey.
Do you want anything with it, around it, background? Anything to include, really?
No, not
You could
massively.
do waves, rose.
Maybe like a rose at the bottom or
rose
something.
on the bottom, some
Yeah.
waves. Do you want like a lighthouse or clouds in the background or something like that?
No.
Cool. Sweet.
Awesome. End of conversation.
It's literally how long it takes.
And then you give a price, give some dates, sort out a deposit. It's over.
That's it. That's all it takes.
And I don't need any more than that.
Yeah. Whereas this dumb cunt didn't ask the woman which way she wanted. She didn't ask if she wanted a full body fox. In that 45-minute video call, she didn't ask her if she wanted a full body fox. That
Didn't come up.
That didn't come up.
Oh, they only did half an hour of it,
They did only do half an hour of it.
which I think is disgusting.
Because, yeah.
When you
What
charge
a scam.
$1,000 for a consultation, essentially.
If you're done in half an hour, you should get up and dance. That's what the remaining 15 minutes should be.
I'm not putting this phone down for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Feel free to do whatever you like, but I'm watching whatever it is.
Yep.
You cannot leave the frame of the laptop.
Yep.
And you must continue to talk to me the whole way through it.
And it must be entertaining.
And if it's not, I want my deposit fee back. Yeah. That was for the consultation. Shit. You should get 2/3 of it back then, because she didn't do the whole thing. The woman in the TikTok thing was very much like, I was happy to talk for another 15 minutes. Like, about what? I honestly don't know why that had taken so long. Do you know, you were probably more thorough in that consultation then than I am normally.
I was way more thorough just than I've ever been.
Like, oh,
just
shit,
for argument's
this is gonna be an
sake.
example, yeah.
If someone literally all I ever really need. I am normally that thorough in a nutshell. Like, I don't normally say to people, if someone says to me, I want, because everyone always says in the email, like, I want this. I mean, some people genuinely don't. They just say, I want to book in with you. And I'm like, well, what do you want? I have to get that out of them. What do you actually want? But I do normally say, what do you want? Whereabouts? How big? And then depending on what, if they replied and went, I want a rose, I'm not going to go, do you want leaves with that? Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's obvious. But if they said a ship, I would genuinely say, what do you want in the foreground and background? Do you want anything particular? Or do you want me to just roll with it? Most people just say, just roll with it. Do what you want. Like, it's very rare that I get specifics. So I then just do what I want. That would go with it. Like I just did with you, like in that hypothetical, I was like, do you want a rose in the foreground by any chance? Because that's very common. Do you want waves, obviously, like big ones? What do you want in the background? Clouds, lightning, a lighthouse? Oh, no, you want a smartwatch? Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that in the background. It's obvious what goes with things, so you just, as a tattooer, you know that. So
Yeah.
a lot of things just go hand in hand. But that's probably the most thorough I would be if it was quite a specific element. I would then run with that.
I can't really think of much where I'd even get much more specific than that. Honestly, I don't think I'm ever even that specific.
I've got into the routine of asking because I've had fussy customers.
Yeah.
A lot. Not so much like now I do the trad stuff, and not most of my days are flash and pre-drawns, but I do still get fussy customers that are like, oh, can I maybe add this there and add that there? 9 times out of 10, I just go, yeah, I'll freehand it, that's fine. Like, because I'm more confident with freehanding now, it's like, yeah, cool.
And at the same time, like, you may as well be fussy if it isn't going to come with a $1,500 bill at the end of it.
Yeah.
So more power to the customer who wants to be a little fussy about it. They got
fuck it, they're paying.
Yeah. And they're not paying for a drawing fee, so they're of course going to keep making you redraw it.
Yeah.
That's why I've implemented my $10,000 starting price.
Yep. Not even the same currency that we work in.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Russ Abbott did say dollars, so you got to go with the dollar system.
Yes, I do.
You can't break that.
Plus, I need to make enough money to pay back him for the great business things he gave me.
Because that was not cheap.
Yeah, and Noel's going to be trying to repair the damage that it's done to that shop's reputation.
Yeah.
That might be it's only an online reputation, though, isn't it? Because all the locals and the people that go there, they'll probably just be like, "Oh." It's online. They're like, "Oh my god, don't ever go there ever."
Yeah, they'll still have a loyal.
Like, it's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can imagine how crazy it would get online. Then you'd like walk out the front of our shop and just be like, "Where are you all?"
Plus, I also think this is one of those instances where, like, I think honestly, Russ Abbott's going to be remembered more than that other person. Mm-hmm. Just because he is the big name that has now been attached to it. Therefore, he is the one that is going to kind of get like slapped with that brush. Whereas the person who did that thing, I think because they pushed blame really quickly and easily.
And made their account private, so it made it real difficult.
Yeah. But I think they rightfully did push the blame as well. Because straight away they just said, but I learnt all this from Russ Abbott.
Yeah, but that's not how that works, is it? Like, you've seen Dexter, the TV show. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the relevance.
Well, his dad taught him how to kill people and how to get away with it. But that doesn't mean that when he gets caught, he can go, but my dad showed me how to do it. Maybe an extreme version. But still, you can't blame the person that taught you.
That's a very extreme version. If it was like, I don't know, money laundering or like scams, yeah, you probably could say, I got taught from this person.
Yeah, who's scamming you by making you do some business course in the first place.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, he is the one that has been pushed the blame, but I would say quite rightfully so has been pushed. Like, that tattooer just said, oh, well, I did learn all of this from Russ Abbott, so I thought it was, like, good to go.
I thought people needed new pens on their iPad. Have you ever bought one of those packs?
What the fuck?
No, because no one does, do they?
No.
I'm sure people do. Because they think, oh, maybe if it draws in this texture, I'll suddenly be able to draw.
Yeah.
And then the reality sets in.
I got a couple of the free ones to see what it was about, and I was like, this is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just make my own. It's easier.
You just need something to sketch in, and then something to do a hard line in. That's really all you need.
I think Adam sums it up perfectly. I remember when I was telling him to go switch to Procreate, and he was like, oh, I'm going to have to move all my brushes. And I was like, what brushes do you need? And he was like, probably just thin line, thick line, and rope, innit? I was just like, yeah, that's literally all you need. Like, what else do you need outside of that?
Yeah, that is all you need.
Like, I have a few, like, stamp brushes, like, of my own artwork that I've just made, like, skulls and faces, so, just so I can quickly put, like, a red skull and then, like, change it up a bit.
Yeah, that makes sense, though.
Yeah. But that's it. And then I've got, like, a couple of chains and a couple of ropes, and that's it. That's
I
all
do quite
need.
like the look of some of those graffiti brushes, but I also know I wouldn't ever use them.
Yeah, what are you going to use that for?
Graffiti stuff.
You don't do graffiti.
No, I just have spray cans in the boot that you gave me, and then I don't use them.
Yeah. You should do some graffiti.
Yeah.
Legal graffiti.
Legal graffiti.
Yeah.
Is all I do.
You should also eat some of those legal brownies you got over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No comment.
I'd like to play. What's the British version of pleading the fifth?
No comment.
Just no comment.
I think, yeah.
I know no comment's what you're saying, but don't Americans say that as well?
Not as much as we do.
I think we can get away with saying no comment. They have to say the whole, I would like to use my right as an American citizen to plead the Fifth Amendment.
You are right, actually, yeah. So in
must have a version
police
of that.
interviews, they have that thing that the solicitor reads at the beginning, isn't it? Where they say, like, my client is
Like
using
refusing
his
his
right to fucking something, and then they then go, what did you do? And they're like, no comment.
Yeah. They're like, did you scam £6,000 out of a...
We don't say amendments.
No,
I don't know.
because we don't have a constitution.
What do we have?
A monarchy.
Let's talk about that.
Maybe another time.
Another time. We'll talk about sausage fingers.
Mr. Richmond's up next.
And Camilla's amazing vagina.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
But you can find out about that next time.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go message all my customers that are all already booked in and tell them that I'm not drawing shit until they give me copious amounts of money that they can't afford
Yep.
for a drawing that is going to be subpar at best.
And you're gonna eat some legal brownies.
Regular, legal brownies
Yep.
that don't impair my ability to draw whatsoever.
Nope. They weren't bought off a drug dealer.
Absolutely not.
They actually weren't.
They weren't, because a drug dealer deals drugs, and these don't have drugs in them because they're regular brownies.
There you go.
I got there in the end. We're there. Right, bye everyone.